I've just realized a few things, and I realized I need to change a few things. Welcome to Red's Homestead! Shannon's trying to train the crows so that they can start bringing her gifts. Good morning, one and all. Welcome back to Red's Homestead. So I'm going to talk a little bit today about some changes that we'll be making. Nothing big, but I've just realized a few things, and I realized I need to change a few things. Really, the only thing that I'm going to be changing is, instead of uploading every 2 days, I'm going to start stretching it to every 3 days. And reason being is I'm kind of breaking my own rule that I set when I first started doing everything.
I can afford to feed like a 50 hen.
So I take that as a good sign. She, still very wary, always one eye on me, but she got up to eat and let her chicks eat while I was standing right there. So, doesn't quite trust me yet, but progress is progress.
Stand a chance, I'm a chicken wrangler.
I've got the top.
Thanks.
So now that it has warmed up a little bit, it is good enough for these chicks to come all the way outside onto fresh grass. They're not going to be staying out here overnight and have their little day trip, and they are loving it. They are chewing up the grass already. They're a little uncertain at first. So my biggest rule starting was not to overwhelm myself and my wife, not to overwhelm what we were doing here. And I think it has almost come to that point, because I think that's one of the biggest mistakes beginners, like we still beginners, biggest mistake that is made and forces you to quit or forces you to not like it. And I love doing this. The recording, videotaping, everything, working out here, this is what I love. But I work full time. Now, there are most days, if I go to work at 7 o'clock in the morning, I won't get home to about 6 p.m. at night. It's kind of normal for someone, working a full-time job somewhere. But that doesn't leave a whole lot of time to do a lot of the recording, the editing, a lot of stuff moving on very, very fast, which is not a bad thing. It's kind of how I like to do things. I don't like to sit around much. forgot I left the charger on this battery and it started getting corroded. That's not what you want to see. I'm definitely going to keep doing this. Just a little bit less, I think. Because I also want to focus more on just the quality. I'm learning a whole lot with this new editing software, and I really want to improve the actual videos that I come out with. So it makes it take a lot more time. One thing I noticed as I was focusing so much on building this right here, the homestead, the property, improving everything, I forgot, and maybe I neglected things that I had already built. I neglected things like friendships that I had previously built up, and me focusing on this kind of neglected all that. So really looking to change the work balance of here, I should say. Taking a break from that, I don't know what I got into, but ugh. So if you remember when we were starting this out, this was really kind of selfishly recording just for us. I wanted to have a record of our first year here, so we had some home movies to look back on. And as I didn't think anybody would watch it, but as the channel grew a little bit, I started thinking like, well, maybe I should start being more focused on the content being created as well. Finally fixed this doorway and got my duct tape. Gonna cut a hole in here and hopefully somehow zip tie it or something to this rebarb. I'm kind of gonna figure it out as I go along. Well, I think that's gonna work. It's gonna secure it up, and now I could actually open up the greenhouse entirely too. Windows open, all the screens down, because I won't be using this too much more until we get back to the winter. We got Shannon busy. Look at her. We're gonna have some broth after we pick this carcass clean.
It's already been picked clean. Ish.
Well, for the most
Clean
part.
as I like it.
Yeah. The dogs awaiting their treats. And then we have some taco meat of whatever was left over the chicken breast. And then there is some that I've become recently addicted to that Shannon started making. Cucumber water.
I can make more if you finish it on.
This is absolutely delicious. I always thought it was reserved for pretentious snobby people because everywhere you go that was super rich, like a lawyer's office or whatever, they would have it. And I realized it was just delicious.
Pretentious snobby people.
I related it to that. I don't know why. But I don't know. Now I know why I was drinking. It certainly doesn't mean that we're going to stop growing. We were just talking today about going to a flea market to see what kind of livestock they had. Yeah, so we're not going to stop. Just looking back on everything that we've already done this year, I mean, it's crazy. Just thinking of the progress. And I'm going to be doing a video probably in July, because that's when our 1 year is going to be up that we've been here. Just probably a nice long one about everything, but just, you know, doing all the builds that we did, the chickshaw, the rabbit tractor, the racking house over there, getting the garden in, fencing, and then everything that we've learned, the butchering of the chickens, how to raise chickens, and then just different homesteading, contracting stuff. It's electrical. I've never done electrical, but building that racking house, I learned how to do electrical. Long story short, absolutely no regrets. This is, like I said in the beginning, this is what I want. This is what I want to do. And I'm hoping one day it will be. This is what I can fully do. I was just talking a while back to a relative, and they say every time we watch, we get tired. And they talk about the videos. Every time we watch, we get tired. It's because of what you do. But it's truly, like they say, the labor of love. It's when you're doing it, knowing what you're accomplishing, you get tired, but it's a good feeling tired. It's that sense of accomplishment that, I mean, you don't get in other types of work environments. Not always. When you can build something, watch it grow, or when you can build something physically like an enclosure and see it done, you don't get that sense of fulfillment that you do working on a computer or something. It's I don't know, it's a lifestyle that I wouldn't want to change ever. I swear hoses just don't last as long as they used to. I need to figure out a good source for a hose. If any of you guys know a good source of a hose that constantly gets moved around, I mean, for all of you that are on a homestead, you know how much you move these things and use these things, but mine tend to be cracking and breaking a lot. If you know a good hose, let me know. But for now, duct tape. Well, it's not perfect, but very, 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 very slight leak now versus a massive geyser. I promise you, with enough zip ties and duct tape, our society can probably find the cure for cancer. So all the babies are jumping out of the nesting box now and exploring the cage.
There was just one yesterday, but now all of them are.
Yep. So we're thinking tomorrow we'll probably take out the nesting box and replace it with just a cardboard box. More of a...
I know. Oh, okay, there we go. I just needed your back legs. That's it. I know. I'm sorry. We're still learning.
That's a fat bunny.
She's so fat. She's so lazy. She's got to get out and get exercise. Come on.
I know. We need to get her on the treadmill. And you can see they're actually trying to nurse right then and there, but she's kicking them off. Probably because we're here agitating her. They got the pudgy little noses. Hi. Hi, little ones. Mama's watching carefully.
Oh my gosh. Baby buddies are so cute.
Just crawling all over each other. Why don't you?
Hello. Hi. Hello there. It was funny when they were learning to hop.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So we have this rebarb that's been stuck in the ground. It was just about 2 inches. It was my grounding rod. I'm going to show you how to get this out of the ground. I've already pulled it up about 6 inches because I didn't think it was going to work, but it did. Monkey wrench. Turn and pull.
I can tell you how many times I've tripped over that.
There you go. That's how you can pull rebarb out of the ground. I wouldn't call it ideal, but it's a little hideaway for them since we took away the box. It gives them something to get under and feel a little safer. Isn't that right, little one? Does that taste yummy?
Goodness, they're so adorable.
Hi, you too. Oh, you're not opening your eye. You see that?
I saw them open the other day. So we might have to get a warm... Yeah,
there it goes. Okay.
That one's just going to take a little longer, I think, to...
Yeah.